Up at 6 tonight, that nail-biting race for county executive in Montgomery County. Thank you for being here with us. I'm Lorenzo Hall. Incumbent Marc Elrich and businessman David Blair, they have been waiting to find out who will prevail. That vote count has been going on in the Democratic primary since mid-July, but today there is some light at the end of the tunnel. Here's Scott Broom with a look at where that race stands.
In a video posted by the Montgomery County Board of Elections this afternoon.
Last batch, last batch, last batch.
Workers celebrated as the last batch of mail-in and provisional ballots were opened up and processed late this afternoon. Hanging in the balance is the Democratic primary for Montgomery County executive. As the last batch of votes was processed, incumbent Marc Elrich was leading challenger David Blair by only 198 votes out of more than 135,000 cast. An expected recount could take until as late as August 18th to begin. Throughout this tortured process here in Montgomery County, a lot of voters have been asking, what is taking so long? State Senator Cheryl Kagan explained when we talked as the vote counting started.
8 years ago, we were talking about mail-in ballots of 2 or 3%. And now we're talking about, in some places, a third to a half of the ballots.
Mail-in ballots require teams of workers to open, verify, and process. Gilberto Zelaya of Montgomery County's Board of Elections explained the two-person teams of elections volunteers at each table.
So they're bipartisan. So you have a Democrat and a non-Dem in each and every single table processing these ballots.
Sitting shoulder to shoulder, checking each other's work.
Yes, correct. Those are the checks and balances to ensure that they are being processed by bipartisan teams.
Zelaya said more time is consumed as workers try to track down voters who failed to sign forms or made other mistakes that require registration, address checks, or examinations by election judges.
Before the November election, we must fix this. We cannot have something like this happening again in the fall election.
Senator Kagan says Maryland's law prohibiting the processing of mail-in ballots until after in-person voting polls close should be changed to allow workers to get started as soon as those mail-in ballots come in the door. In Montgomery County, Scott Broom, WUSA 9.